Close time.
Close time.
Designer brands at 20 to 50% off.
Close time.
If you spend $100 at Safeway, Albertsons, Raley's, Fry's, or Nob Hill, you'd see your dollar comes up short compared to Lucky. The latest price comparison proves you'll save up to 12% more at Lucky. Enough savings for you to buy 2 bags of this and a half gallon of this and a 12-pack of this with that same $100. So be a smart shopper. Be a Lucky shopper.
Shirley MacLaine, Wednesday at 10.
Hidden in this jumble of letters is the name of the president who's on a $5 bill. Can you find it? Now you see it. That's how we play. Now you see it. Now you see it. And here's the host of our show, Chuck Henry.
Thank you. You're very kind, and good morning, everybody, and welcome to Now You See It, a game where the answers are always right in front of your eyes. The trick is to find them. Now let's say hello to our 2 players today. We have Jairus and David. Hi, Jairus. How are you?
Hi, Chuck. How are you?
And David? This is Jairus Spencer.
Right.
You're a health administrator, but it's your hobby, martial arts? Is that what I understand?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I train Tang Soo-do in San Diego, and my children do also. We're very much involved, and I competed in a world championship in Philadelphia last year, and in my division I placed 1st in weapons and 3rd in fighting.
You don't look like a dangerous person.
I'm not a dangerous person.
David Wilcox.
Yes, sir.
You're a film animator.
I try to be.
Have you won any awards from your films?
Well, last year in graduate school, I finished a film that won a Regional Academy Award in the student division. So
well, congratulations. That's something. Wow. All right, good luck to both of you. Now, if you would, take a look at our game board, because now you see it. And audience, we're going to let you continue to see the board, but for the players, the board vanishes. You'll get a look at it when I finish reading each question. Every answer starts at 100 points, but we're going to deduct 15 points for every second you use in finding that answer. Understand? All right, here's our first question. To what actress, formerly on Dallas, did Anthony Perkins lose his virginity? Jairus.
Line 1.
Line 1.
Principal.
Correct. You now have 95 points left on the clock, and Jairus, that will go on to your score. The first player to reach 1,000 points wins the game and then goes on to challenge our returning champion. Moving on to our next question. After his death, what genius's brain was preserved and studied by experts? David.
Line 3.
Line 3.
Einstein.
Correct. Albert Einstein. And you're on the board now, Jairus, with 85 points. What legendary baseball player kept up his round figure by eating 10 meals a day? Jairus.
Line 4.
Line 4.
Ruth.
Correct. Babe Ruth, 100 points. You're now at 195. What blonde actress did Us Magazine call the most hated woman in America after her role as a vengeful lover? David.
Line 2.
Line 2.
Close.
Correct. Glenn Close. 80 more points onto your score. David now takes your score up to 165. We have a close game. What tough and aggressive world leader is also the mother of twins? David.
Line 4.
Line 4.
Thatcher.
Correct. Margaret Thatcher. Another 95 points moves you into the lead now with 260. What animal is always faithful to his mate, maybe because he's blind? Okay, nobody... Are we going to... Okay, go ahead. Jairus.
Line 4.
Line 4 is incorrect, so I will repeat the question for David. David, what animal is always faithful to his mate, maybe because he's blind? You have 5 seconds. Nobody found it. The correct answer is on line 1. It's a mole. The tiny little mole. That's the one. Rambo was the most popular movie ever in what war-torn city of the Middle East? Jairus.
Line 4.
Line 4.
Beirut.
Correct. Beirut, Lebanon. 100 points. Jairus takes you now up to 295, and just like that, you bounce back into the lead. If you're a 30-year-old American, what is the highest elected office you can hold? David.
Line 2.
Line 2.
Senator.
That's correct. Senator. Another 95 points, and you bounce into the lead now. You have 355. If you're at the Oasis, where can you find a date? David.
Line 1.
Line 1.
Palm.
Correct. It's Palm. Another 95 points, David. You're now at 450. What bird can see better in semi-darkness than we can see in the daylight? Jairus.
Line 3.
No, you're too late. So, David, I'll repeat the question for you. What bird can see better in semi-darkness than we can see in the daylight? Yeah.
Line 3.
Line 3.
Owl.
Owl is what we're looking for. That's 95 points added onto your score. Brings your total now to 545. 545. Well, we're at the end of the first round. We'll be back with a brand new game board right after this, so stay with us. When you buzz, well, then you got to come right up to the answer. Otherwise, you give David over here a chance to steal it, which is exactly what he did.
Sunmade, America's favorite race. My girl.
New Hillshire Farm Light Smoked Sausage and Polska Kielbasa.
It's got that same juicy taste.
It's missing 25% of the fat found in the other leading brand. Same smoke flavor. New Hillshire Farm Light with 25% less fat.
I'll never forget that morning. All I could think of was to reach Mr. Thomas's bake shop for one of his hot muffins with nooks and crannies and butter, and still make it to school before the switch. But that day, I would have had to pedal farther than ever before. Mr. Thomas had taken his muffins to America.
Thomas's English muffins. For over 100 years, England's breakfast tradition in America's hands.
Welcome back to Now You See It, and we're here with our two players. David Wilcox, our film animator. You're in the lead with 545 points, and Jairus Spencer, the expert in martial arts there, you have 295 points. Remember, it's the first player to reach 1,000 points will win the game and then go on to meet our returning champion. So here's our new game board and our first question. In his will, Cary Grant left much of his elegant clothing to what 1940s singing idol? David.
Line 1.
Line 1.
Sinatra.
Correct. 60 more points onto your score, David. Frank Sinatra, 605 is your total now. In 1923, a Los Angeles Packard dealership was the first U.S. establishment to install what kind of sign? Okay, nobody got it. I'll tell you for 25 points that you can find the answer on line 3. Take a look at the board. Yeah, David.
Line 3, neon.
That's right. Neon sign. You get the 25 points. Takes your total now to 630. Now listen carefully. Your mother's sister's daughter would be your what? David.
Line 1.
Line 1.
Cousin.
Correct. It's your cousin. 100 points. You're now at 730. Remember, we're playing to 1,000. What millionaire publisher recently threw a $500,000 party to celebrate his 70th birthday? Jairus.
Line 4.
Line 4.
Forbes.
You got it. Malcolm Forbes, 95 points. Gets you back in the game here very quickly. You now have 390. Jesse James was the first outlaw to make a career out of robbing what form of transportation? Jairus again.
Line 1.
Line 1.
Train.
That's right. Another 100 points. You're now at 490. Staging a little comeback for us here. What hormone makes a girl blossom into a woman? David.
Line 4.
Line 4.
Estrogen.
Correct. That's worth 80 points. Takes your total now to 810. That means you're 190 points, David, away from a win. So keep that in mind, Jairus. To get as fat as possible, force feeding is a part of the training of what kind of Japanese wrestler? Jairus.
Line 2.
Line 2.
Sumo.
What we're looking for, sumo. You get another 75 points, Jairus. Your total is now 565. 565. What sea creature has an arm that is also a sex organ? David.
Line 2.
Line
Octopus.
2, octopus is correct. You jump up by 100 points. You now have 910. That means you're just 90 points away from a win. What drummer named Pete left the Beatles and was replaced by Ringo Starr? David.
Line 4.
Line 4.
Best.
Pete Best. That's what we're looking for, and you get the 80 points. And you are now just 10 points away from a win. So, Jairus, use all your martial arts expertise in this if you can. What brand of disposable lighter can be flicked 2,400 times? Jairus.
Line 1.
Line 1.
Bic.
That's what we're looking for. Bic, you got 80 points. You're still alive in the game. You've got 645. Once again, remind you, David here only needs 10 points for the win. What science fiction writer forecast the invention of the airplane? Okay, nobody found it. I'll tell you that the answer can be found in line 3. Jairus.
Verne. Line 3. Verne.
Correct. Jules Verne, you get the 25 points, but more importantly, you have prevented David from the win again. That sound means that we are now going to double the point value on every question. Be a chance, obviously, for Jairus to catch up very quickly, but David, of course, you only need 10 points to put you over the top anyway. So here's the question. What is known as the biggest little city in the world? David.
Line 2.
For the win.
Reno.
Reno, Nevada. Congratulations. Jairus, thank you for joining us this morning. By now you see we have some nice parting gifts for you.
Thank you very much.
Now, David, come on down center stage and join me, because in just a moment, you're going to have a chance to meet our returning champion. Boy, you didn't tell me you were this tall either.
Wait till I get my growth.
I hope you've stopped growing. Either that or maybe I should start growing some more. Anyway, we'll be right back to meet our returning champion and more of Now You See It after this message. Have a seat right here. Boy, she was coming back.
I was going to throw out this old yellowed half slip, but I got it looked.
This is a CBS News special report. From CBS News headquarters in New York, here is Dan Rather.
Good day. Explosion and fire aboard the World War II vintage USS Iowa, a battleship that was maneuvering not far from Puerto Rico on an exercise today. There was an explosion aboard the ship. This is the file tape of the Iowa, which was designed to bombard islands and landing sites during World War II. Ron Allen is standing by at the Pentagon with the latest. Ron, I gather that the reading is that the explosion was serious, at least to the extent that there are casualties, but no danger of the battleship sinking.
Exactly, Dan. Officials are now describing this as a serious incident. There have been some casualties. We should know within a half hour or so the number. The Navy is not prepared to release that information as of yet. We know that there are about 1,500 men aboard, and this operation of firing the gun has been described as an exercise that involves anywhere from 15 to 100 men, possibly. The number has not been determined. They say the shell is so large that it's kind of like, quote, slinging a Volkswagen through the air. It's that large. And they emphasize that the gun mechanism goes down several decks on the ship. So if there was an implosion, there could be damage several decks below the surface of the ship. That's why the number of casualties could be very high, but again, we don't know at this point. I want to emphasize we don't know the number of casualties, but again, they say it is a serious incident. Dan?
Ron, to go down and quickly review now, this battleship, which was modernized and brought out of mothballs in the early 1980s, was on what we might describe as routine maneuvers. The explosion took place in a gun turret. These are 16-inch guns. Some battleships have 18-inch guns, but 16-inch gun turret. The news of this hour, which we didn't know before for certain, is the Pentagon now says, one, there were casualties, and they describe it as a serious incident.
Exactly. There are about 20 ships or so that are involved in the exercise. One of them is a carrier, the USS Coral Sea. The two ships are now trying to rendezvous. They're about 130 nautical miles apart, and officials are telling us that they expect the two ships to rendezvous about 2 p.m. At that time, the carrier will be able to administer emergency medical services. Dan?
Ron Allen at the Pentagon, thank you very much. Explosion and fire aboard the USS Iowa. The Pentagon calls it serious. There are some casualties. We'll have more details as the afternoon goes along, and of course we'll have full coverage on tonight's CBS Evening News.
This has been a CBS News special report.
entrepreneur.
Yep, economics best in the state. Yep.
Now, how did you do that? Is there one? Did you run a business, a small business, or what?
Well, for outstanding young entrepreneur, yes, I ran a business while I was in high school, and best in the state was just
what was
kind
the
of
business?
the test.
I'm kind of curious.
We did campaign stuff for the school elections. We put out flyers and stuff along those lines.
Oh, so is that something you might want to do in the future? Get into politics like that?
No,
As a campaign manager or something?
I don't think so.
Well, who knows? Maybe win a lot of money here and you can set yourself up in any kind of business you want. Good luck to both of you, and now let's take a look, audience, at our new game board. Now, this board is worth $200, and on the board, you'll find 6 words that fit into the category celebrities with toupees. Celebrities with toupees. First player to find a word associated with that category will take control. You've already have your hands on your buzzers. So players ready? Go. David.
Line 1, Heston.
Line 1, Heston. That's correct. Now, there are 5 more words that fit into that category. If you can give them all to me in 20 seconds, then you'll get $200. Remember the category, celebrities with toupees. David, ready? Go.
Line 1, Curtis.
That's 1.
Line 3, Connery.
That's 2.
Line 4, Reiner.
That's
Line
3.
4, Reynolds.
That's 4. There's 1 more. You didn't find the last one. That means, Greg, our champion, you now have a chance at it. You'll have 5 seconds to find that one remaining answer. If you find it, then you'll get the $200. Remember the category, celebrities with toupees. I'll review the answers that David found for us. He found Heston, Curtis, Connery, Reiner, and Reynolds. You have 5 seconds. Ready? Go. Yes.
Line 2, Cosell.
That's right. You get the $200. Boy, right at the bell. That's shaving it close. The first player to reach $1,000 is our winner, and remember, only the winner gets to keep their money. All right, we've got a new category this time. Things you put ketchup on. Things you put ketchup on, and we're playing for $300. You ready? Go. Greg.
Line 4, burger.
Burger. That's one of the words we're looking for. There are 5 more up there. Give them to me in 20 seconds. And you've got the money. These are things you put ketchup on. Ready? Go.
Line 1, wiener.
That's 1.
Line 2, eggs.
That's
Line
2.
2, steak.
That's 3.
Line 3, fries.
That's 4.
Line 4, shrimp.
Incorrect. There's 1 more. Too much time. That means, David, you now have a chance at it. Review the answers that Greg did find. He found burger, wiener, eggs, steak, and fries. These are things you put ketchup on. 1 more in 5 seconds. Ready? Go. Yes.
Line 3, fries.
That's a repeat. Greg, you do get the money. Just want to make sure that we understood what happened there. Let me give you the one that nobody found. It's on line 3, that is shrimp. Line 3, shrimp. You called the wrong line on it. You had the right article, but the wrong line. Okay, we're moving on now. This time, the category, these are things you put in your hair. Things you put in your hair, and we're playing for $400. Ready? Go. David.
Line 1, moose.
That's one of the words we're looking for. There are 5 more in 20 seconds. Give them all to me, and you'll get on the board with $400. You ready, David?
Yes.
Go.
Line 2, beret or barrette.
That's 1.
Line 3, spray.
That's 2.
Line 3, dyes.
That's 3. There are 2 more. Too much time. That means, Greg, you now have a chance at it. Review the answers that David found. He found mousse, barrette, spray, and dye. There's 2 more answers. Just give me 1 in 5 seconds. You get the $400. It's a commanding lead. Ready? Go. Too much time, David. You're on the board with $400. And we've got a close game because there's now only $100 separating the 2 of you. And the words you didn't find, in line 1, perm, and in line 4, rinse. All right, let's take a look at a new category this time. These are things you might see in Egypt. Things you might see in Egypt, and we're playing for $500. That means that, Greg, you could win on this because all you need is $1,000 for a win. Playing for $500. Players ready? Go. Greg.
Line 4, camel.
That's correct. 5 more in 20 seconds. You remain our champion. You get a chance to play our solo round. If not, David will have a chance on it. These are things you might see in Egypt. Ready? Go.
Line 4, shake.
That's
Line
1.
3, pyramid.
That's 2.
Line 1, sand.
That's 3.
Line 1, mirage.
That's 4. One more.
Line 2, sphinx.
5 for 5. You're the champion. Congratulations again. Well, David, thank you for being on our show this morning. Best of luck in your field of animation. We have some nice parting gifts for you. Well, when we come back, you'll be playing our solo game again, Greg. And today we're playing for $10,000. Why don't you join me center stage? Good job, huh? You knew that from that last
one. Little Hershey's Kiss.
This is a CBS News special report. From CBS News headquarters in New York, here is Dan Rather.
The Defense Department now says that at least 15 United States Navy personnel are dead. At least 15 dead in the fire and explosion today aboard the battleship USS Iowa off the coast of Puerto Rico. We have no further details. Confirmation, at least 15 dead. Dan Rather, CBS News. We'll have more details as the afternoon goes along.
This has been a CBS News special report.
Awesome. Hi.
So how'd you do your hair? Jumper cables?
How do you say I blew it? How do you eat your words?
What'd I say? Hallmark introduces to Kids with Love Cards, a whole new way to tell kids how you feel.
Hallmark has a way to make somebody's day.
You're not a little kid anymore. I'm sorry if I treated you like one.
Hallmark has a way.
New to Kids with Love Cards.
When people see how elegant Crystal Air air freshener looks, they have this to say.
Ooh. Ooh.
But when they smell Crystal Air's delightful fragrances, they have this to say.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
Crystal Air works beautifully to leave the air crystal fresh. No wonder people have extraordinary reactions.
Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah.
New Airwick Crystal Air, the air freshener that has them oohing and ahhing.
Gas pain, bloating. Gas-X has the strongest, fastest relief ingredient. Painful gas is like beer bubbles. Add the leading antacid. Add Gas-X. Only Gas-X gets rid of the gas. The strongest, fastest reliever for gas pain and bloating. Gas-X.
We're back with Greg now to play our solo game. And if you would like to be a contestant here on Now You See It and you're in the Los Angeles area, why not give us a call at area code 213-965-9000. Or down in the San Diego area, you can reach us at area code 619-223-2101. And who knows, you may find yourself up center stage to play our solo game just like Greg. You're not nervous, right?
Nope.
Not nervous at all. Take a good deep breath because we're now going to show you our solo game board. Now you see it, Greg. And now you don't. Here's what's going to happen. I'll be asking you 10 questions. And Greg, you have 60 seconds to find as many of the answers as you can. We'll pay you $100 for every correct answer. If you can find all 10 today, you'll leave here with $10,000. Just as soon as you find an answer, circle it with this electronic pencil. There you go. Make a nice big circle and then call it out nice and loud. Pass if you get stuck on a word at any time, and we'll come back if there's more time. Understand everything?
Understood.
All righty. Here's the game board. And the clock will start after I ask the first question. Brand of 60s blue jeans. Sexy blue jeans.
Guess.
That's right. 60s guy with long hair.
Fisher.
Incorrect. A 60s guy with long hair. Incorrect. A 60s
Pass.
guy with, okay. Season of the year with the highest birth rate.
Summer.
Correct. Capital of South Dakota.
Pierre.
Correct. You do this in church.
Worship.
Correct. One of the Beatles.
Jude.
Incorrect. One of the Beatles.
Ringo.
Correct. Former name of Exxon gasoline.
Pass.
What a lot of people call Abby.
Deer.
Correct. The type of fish.
Herring.
Correct. Movie reviewer Reed.
Rex.
Correct. A 60s guy with long hair.
Jude.
Incorrect. A 60s guy with long hair. Oh, those are got you. Had a hard time with that one. Well, you did get 8 correct at $100 apiece. That means you've won $800 up here. Let's go take a look at the board one more time and find those. The 60s guy with long hair is a hippie. It's a hippie right there on line 3, a hippie. And the former name of Exxon gasoline is Esso. That's what they used to call it. They used to call it Esso. We'll be right back to recap all your winnings today on Now You See It right after this. No? Don't you remember Esso gasoline? Too young, huh?
As a caregiver, I know that overnight protection is important to people with a heavy bladder control problem. That's why Depend fitted briefs have been improved. They're 30% more absorbent for better overnight protection. And only Depend has 6 refastenable tapes, so they're the best fitting briefs available. Better overnight protection means a better night's sleep for everyone. Rest assured with Depend fitted briefs.
Madge! I know what's coming next. I soaked in it. Madge! I soaked in it. Madge! I soaked in it!
Well, it finally soaked in. Original or lemon lime palm olive softens hands while you do dishes.
With Fab one-shot packs, you can't miss getting clean. Can't miss getting soft. Can't miss getting static-free clothes. From washer to dryer, does it all with one shot.
Look who's bringing in spring with a bang. And look who might finally get his dinner.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Get ready, because Bugs Bunny's busting out all over. Then the Peanuts gang gets personal with past presidents and their portraits.
All these guys paint by numbers.
And all new This Is America, Charlie Brown. It's Animated Antics with Bugs and the Peanuts gang. Tonight at 8.
Craig is our champion. Your second day on the program. You've now won $3,500. And the best news is that you'll be back again tomorrow to play when our solo game will be worth $15,000. For Now You See It, I'm Chuck Henry. So long, everybody.
Some of our departing contestants will receive It's the Bissell. 3-way back, broom back, can back, tank back, super powerful, extra versatile, no bags to buy, 5 Bissell. 20/20 eye drops helps get rid of the red and relieve allergy discomfort too. 20/20 eye drops. And Canfield's Diet Chocolate Fudge Soda is a chocolate lover's dream. No salt and only 2 calories per serving. From Canfield's and Advanced Formula Centrum, a high-potency vitamin and mineral formula with beta-carotene. Centrum, more complete from A to Z. And Washington Ford's Mardi Gras flatware service for $12. Light and bright adds colorful cheer to any table setting. Contemporary colors dishwasher safe from Washington Ford. And a member of our studio audience will receive from the collection of Michael C. Fina Company its elegant 7-piece tea and coffee service with 10-cup burn, coffee, and teapot, sugar, cream, and waste bowls, and embossed hooded tray.
Next, meet singer, dancer, actress, and celebrity spiritualist Shirley MacLaine on People Are Talking next.
From Television City in Hollywood, this is Mark Driscoll speaking for Now You See It. A Mark Goodson television production.
Tonight, Dirty Dancing's Patrick Swayze, hard-hitting Robin Givens, and Oscar winner Carly Simon tell all in an all-new People magazine, tonight at 10.
Get ready for a night of adventure, a night of action, and a night of danger on Beauty and the Beast, Friday.
This is CBS.